Town & Country, we continue to grow a collaborative and innovative environment for our employees. And as such, we value supporting others, such as the game changers, who pursue their passions to make Maine a better place to live and work.
Time now, just say it. Say the line.
Time now to meet
our innovator
our Maine innovator and creator.
There it is. Say it again.
Time now to meet our Maine innovator and creator.
Meet this week's.
Oh. Okay.
Here's this week's game changer. Here's this week's game changer. Okay, good. Let's go. Okay. America.
Welcome back to Game Changers. I'm Jess Knox, your host. I'm happy to say today we're joined by Lilly Pearlman, who's involved with the Portland Cultural Exchange. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell our viewers a little bit about the work that the Exchange does and sort of how you got into it.
The Portland Cultural Exchange is a growing project. We're not a nonprofit yet. We're not affiliated entirely with any particular organization. I grew up in Portland. I grew up in a predominantly kind of homogeneous friend group. I was traveling a lot. My parents are musicians, but I wasn't exposed to Portland's diversity growing up. And I went to college in New York and I lived in Brazil, and I came back to Portland and I remember thinking like, oh man, like Portland, it's just so homogeneous. It's so white. That's what I was thinking. And then I kind of thought it out a little further and realized, no, it's not homogeneous, it's just segregated. You know, people don't spend time together who look different, who speak different languages, who have different backgrounds. And we started working on creating events that bring people together around things that we mutually love.
I love the notion of using events to convene people from different backgrounds and perspectives to create relationships and experiences. It's a very powerful tool. I think it's interesting that you're using these events, particularly because I think naturally we are attracted to networks of people and friendships of people with things we're familiar with, right? It sort of pushes us outside of our comfort zone when we maybe can't communicate with the person, or think we can't communicate with the person even, or don't know what to talk about. I don't have anything in common with that person.
Right.
And I'm betting you've found that those are some preconceived notions that aren't really true.
Yeah, and it's kind of a mix, because what we have is, the whole point is to bring people together around a common point that is familiar. You know, on the one hand, we have so much more in common than we realize, and that's what we're trying to kind of bring out together. And we have differences that are really, sometimes really profound and also really beautiful to look at.
Yeah, I think your work and the encouragement of different perspectives and different voices, it makes everything better, even when it's uncomfortable.
Right.
Right. You know, being uncomfortable. I saw a speaker last year that said that uncomfortable feeling that you're having, that's actually learning. And I think that's evident in some of the work you do. So, if I gave you a magic wand or a magic bean or something like that, what would be your moonshot in the work that you do?
I think I have two. Am I
okay,
allowed to have two?
Absolutely.
My two are, one is that in Portland, every kid speaks 5 languages. My second moonshot is that this kind of thing exists all over the country and all over the world. You know, that around the world there are groups of people coming together in centers where community really means multiculturalism and kind of mutual understanding through mutual passions.
Everybody has something to offer that we can all learn from, right?
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. If people want to find out more about your work or about events, so where do they find you?
So we're on Facebook.com/PortlandCulture right now. Our website is kind of in the works, but it'll be worth it when it comes. But for now, just Facebook is the best way. Or you can email us at portlandcultureexchange@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.